Hi there Booktube, it's Eleanor here and it's time for a weekly wrap up. So this week, before I begin, I'm going back to doing my Booktuber recommends for the week. Thankfully, loads of you let me know in the comments of my last Friday reads what some different channels to check out, and I checked lots of them out, so thank you so much for that. The channel that I found recently that I've really been enjoying is Tana's channel from Say Tana Books, and she reads a lot of science fiction and fantasy, and quite a lot of sort of older school science fiction and fantasy, which is a genre that I'm keen to try but haven't really known where to start so far. So I've really been enjoying watching her videos, and if you've got an interest in science fiction and fantasy, she also reads YA and a lot of other books as well. She's got really eclectic taste. I definitely suggest checking her out. She's lovely and definitely deserves more subscribers. So go and show her some Booktube love, and if you like what you see, subscribe. So this week's a bit of a strange one. I'm not going to be talking about all the books that I've read this week because we're partway through the Readerama readathon at the moment, and I'm desperately trying to do a vlog for that, but it's been a bit of a strange one, but you'll see that in my vlog of the week. So what I'm going to do is wrap up some of the books I read just before the readathon, and the week before there was one as well. So there's just 3 books this week, and so let's get into them. The first book I read was Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. I received this as a review copy from NetGalley a long time ago, and I am now making a real point of getting through all of my review and NetGalley books. I want to get them cleared by the end of the year so I can start afresh, because they've sort of accumulated slowly. I haven't got loads, but they have accumulated, so I want to try and get through as many as possible, and seeing as I'm doing a non-TBR month, I'm trying to pick them up as and when I can. So Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. For me, this was just a good story. I didn't really get the emotional impact that I was hoping for. I did feel that there was kind of a very fast relationship that built up between the 2 main characters. The story is about our young protagonist who has never left the house, or she has, but not in time that she's known it. She's living in this sort of bubble. She has a very low immune system and is allergic to sort of everything. Often the term I think given for this condition is called bubble syndrome, or bubble, they call people bubble boys. And so she's not left the house. She doesn't have much human interaction apart from with her mother and her nurse. And one day, out of her window, she notices a new family moving next door, and she is intrigued by the young man of the family. They form a relationship, and this is the sort of crux of the story, as well as her discovering more about herself. The writing was really great for this story, and it was a really intriguing and original idea, so I really liked that part of it. I just wish that it had packed a bit more of an emotional punch for me at the end, especially. But it was an okay book, so I gave it 3 stars. The next book I picked up, because I have the second from NetGalley, was Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I absolutely adore the cover of this. I'm really into sort of really plain covers with like some really bold colours on. So I didn't know an awful lot about this book. I knew it was a YA dystopian type story, but that was about as much as I knew. This for me was a really compulsive read. There are some tropes that you see in YA here. There is a love triangle, and there is an infiltration from a slave into sort of the powerful elite to try and take them down from within. But it was very well written, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was fast-paced, it was really fleshed out. I thought the characters in the world were really well developed. The story is about Mare, and she's a member of the Reds, which are the sort of slave class. They're the lowest of the low. They don't have anything special about themselves. They're just, you know, general human beings. And then you have the Silvers, the ruling class, who have magical powers of some sort, whether it be telekinesis, or whether it's firepower, or water, or being able to control people's minds. Something happens to Mare, and she is thrust into this sort of court life with the Silvers, and it's just about how she learns to survive and discover more about them, and possibly looking to take them down from within. There's lots of politics and power plays and twists. I have to admit, the main twist I did see coming, but that didn't really spoil my enjoyment of this. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and I'm really looking forward to reading the next one, which I think is called The Glass Sword, so I'm hoping to pick that one up really soon. And then the final book I want to talk about is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. I picked this up in a charity shop, but it is a proof copy, but that is the actual front copy of this, and this is a YA contemporary story. This story actually was much better than I expected. It's about a girl, she's a senator's daughter, she's very well off, and she lives next door to a huge family. Her family is a single parent family with her mum and her sister. Next door is a family with a mum, a dad, and a plethora of children. It's very busy and bustly and messy, and her mum has always frowned upon it and made comments about the family next door. This is a very much a girl meets boy and romance blossoms story, but there's much more to it than that in the background. There is a political aspect to this which I really enjoyed and found very fascinating. Politics is something that I'm quite interested in but don't know much about, so it was interesting to sort of read a bit more about the political agendas and things that go on. I'm sure it's not real life necessarily, but who knows, maybe there is some truths in there. It was really a very real portrayal, I felt, of friendships as well, their ups and downs, and that they're not always wonderful and strong. There are flaws, and friendships can be built on things that perhaps crumble later on in life. Something that I really liked in this is there is a very open they're very open conversations about sex and first time sex, having sex for the first time. I think that's something that sometimes isn't discussed amongst the people that are going to be having sex, and also amongst friendships and talking about it, and in a really honest way. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really important part of the story. It was a really good story. I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. So that's it for this week. Watch out for my Readerama Readathon vlog, which will wrap up all the books that I've been reading for that, which I've been really enjoying so far. Definitely go and check out Tana from Say Tana Books, and if you like what you see, show us some Booktube love and subscribe. And I shall see you soon. Bye for now, Booktube.